Earlier this evening, we see main event fighter Stephen Mann making his way into the arena. He will be taking on UFC veteran Matt Veach in our main event this evening. Now, Stephen Mann coming off a big win in Bellator Dynamite, but right now it's Luis Pena. He'll be taking on Brandon Schehl.
Let's bring out our next bout of the evening, Luis Pena.
Making his way to the cage tonight from St. Charles MMA, it is Luis Pena. Luis Pena, the 6'3" fighter. He comes to us by way of Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, Luis is an incredibly well-rounded fighter, a former Golden Gloves boxer, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt, and a college wrestler. He literally possesses everything that you need to be the consummate mixed martial artist.
Yeah, one thing they do a great job up there at St. Charles MMA is making sure that everyone competes as much as they can. They've got multiple Golden Glove boxers up there. They'll enter them in the tournaments a lot. That says to me, hey, I want to be good at it all. I want to be at the top of my game, which is mixed martial arts, so I can box with anyone, wrestle with anybody, and do jiu-jitsu in any situation.
Now, Luis Pena tells me that he wants to use his effective movement. He says that that is where he deals best. He wants to keep this fight standing and use his clinch abilities because he's a very, very tall fighter.
Yeah, very tall, looks very physically lean, strong. He's going to want to come in as a former wrestler, clinch up, and especially as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt, he will be very comfortable on his back or in that takedown position. That's probably where his best key to success is going to be.
Let's bring out his opponent tonight, Brandon Schehl.
Coming to us by way of Litchfield, Illinois, making his professional debut, it is Brandon Schehl. Brandon Schehl is a former high school wrestler who feels that his submission defense is his strong point tonight. Now, he changed up camps for this one. He says that now I am at the world of Finney's MMA, and that has changed me for the better as we go to our tale of the tape. Luis Pena, 23 years old, 6'3", 154 pounds, out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Brandon Schehl, 24 years old, 6 foot tall, 154 pounds, out of Litchfield, Illinois. Luis Pena has an incredible reach on him. He also has very long legs for the kick. That is his strong point. But Brandon Schehl is a legit wrestler with legit strength.
Oh, very, very physically strong. Incredibly strong, training with a lot of guys bigger than him, especially there at Finney's. Trains with Ezra Lennon, who's probably got 20, 30 pounds on him, but very physically competitive with everybody in his room, in that room, I should say. And yeah, let's see if he can use that size and strength advantage to stay away from that range or that wrestling clinch game from Luis Pena.
The other big thing that Brandon Schehl has, as we said, is his strength in takedown. He has the power to push through what most opponents can't.
A very, very strong guy, going to look to grind through, but standing in front of him is a college wrestler, so that takedown's not going to come easy. He's going to have to really fight for it.
So let's send it up to the cage to Stephen Bear to kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighs in at 154.6 pounds. Fighting out of Little Rock, Arkansas, Luis Pena. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the cage out of the red corner this evening. He stands 6 feet tall, weighs in at 154.7 pounds. Fighting out of Litchfield, Illinois, Brandon Schehl.
Jeremy, these are some big 155-pounders.
Yeah, these guys are gigantic. You know, Luis Pena stands 6'3". Brandon Schehl stands 6 foot tall. Here we go, absolutely no touch of the gloves.
Oh, this is going to be...
Pena is completely stone-faced, looking to throw those very nice combinations.
Very loose, very fluid, takes the center immediately. Looks to use that range with Schehl up against the cage.
Oh, big flying knee caught by Brandon Schehl.
This is short. Let's see if Schehl can use this. He transitions to a single, goes into a double against the cage.
Pena doing a great job here, though, providing that defense, looking for it. Schehl trying to pull down that single leg.
Gets it, but he winds up in a key lock position. Let's see if he can scoot out, take Schehl's back, which it's a 50-50 at this point. Great hip crawl there from Schehl, but still not out of the
Not
clear.
a good position there for Schehl. Nice work there, staving off that key lock, now trying to get some pressure here on Pena.
So much horsepower from 155-pounders going into those grappling exchanges.
Look at the power on Brandon Schehl's face there. But big elbows coming from Pena.
Runs the pipe. Good balance by Pena as well, looking for a standing switch. Schehl switches to a double again.
Pena doing very well here of fighting the hands and using that technique.
Yes, he is. He's making Schehl work for every inch of these positions.
Very, very powerful positions here, but nice elbow coming from Pena.
You know what? Nice knees to the inner thigh from Schehl, though, throwing those. You can take a few of those, and those will change the dynamics of your stance.
Very extremely painful in that soft tissue also.
Yeah.
Again, big elbow there. Schehl gets down, shoots it, ends up in a very weird position, though, with his head.
Well, he's running the pipe very well, but he needs to clear his head out. That's what's giving
Oh, nice move from Pena.
That's what's giving Pena these grappling exchange, these advantages in the grappling situation to be able to crawl and maneuver like he is the head position of Schehl being low. Now a body triangle from Pena. This is not where Schehl wants to be.
We are right on top of the action here. It looks like Pena trying to work in, get into that position. He is going to ride the back here of Brandon Schehl, landing some big shots with this ground and pound.
Oh, excuse me, he doesn't just have a body triangle. He's got a body triangle with the arm secured as well. That is a tight spot to be in.
Very tough position. Oh, big elbow coming from Pena.
Schehl looks to shuck out the back door, which
nice job from
Big
Schehl.
shot on the way out, lead hook. Says you can scramble, but I'm here to fight.
Oh, throws a wild overhand right.
It appears that those exchanges wore Schehl down a little bit more than they did Pena. Pena still looks loose and fluid, while Schehl does look a little weary on the cage.
Oh, big spinning back fist.
Yeah. He's in his groove right now. He's loose. He's made Schehl work.
Pena, nice stoppage there, trying for the takedown again is Schehl. But again, here comes that. The wrist control out of Pena is really something to behold here.
It is, but that is all coming from the head position of Schehl.
Oh, big elbows open up a big cut.
Those elbows, and he's forced to cover it. Dumps him smartly, though. He was forced to cover that cut for a second, though. That registered pain for Schehl. Schehl being persistent and grindy on those cage takedowns, though.
Again, Schehl doing a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Exhausting positions from both athletes. Hips low, trying to hit that standing switch against the cage. He's almost there. Looks like he's going to clear it, but smart by Schehl following, not letting him get that hand too deep in the thigh to pull himself through.
Now, literally both of these guys are putting on an absolute grappling clinic here as we are under 1 minute remaining here in round one.
Oh yeah, this has been a grueling exchange of grappling. Now a classic parterre wrestling position.
This is a bad position for Brandon Schehl. He needs to grab those hands. Quick roll there from Schehl, trying to get something.
It looked almost as if Schehl was going to roll for a knee bar there for a second in that turtle position.
Nice. Oh, nice hands from Schehl. They're coming out, though.
Schehl was throwing smoke, but that knee knocked some sweat right off of Schehl.
A lot of pressure coming from Pena as we're down to 10 seconds remaining here in round one. Nice knees to the body coming from both fighters.
Yeah, good exchanging knees there.
Oh, big shots from Pena.
Firing back, though. Schehl back to the cage, still swinging. What a round.
Beautiful, beautiful contest there. The control coming out of Luis Pena, who doesn't even take a seat here yet as he gets word from his coach, Mike Rogers. His ability to change positions and to basically counter everything that Schehl was throwing at him on the ground was truly impressive.
That's wrestling 101. He's scrambling, looking to take the back, never giving up your hips. Great wrestling, scrambling control by Pena.
Also very nice there as we look at the instant replay to see it at the end of the round was the hands of Pena. He was using all of it. He literally is off the stool just walking around. As we see our ring girls there, Portia and Annabelle, they're loving the action tonight. Here we go, ready for round number 2.
I'm sure a few people are loving the sights too. All right, let's see if Schehl has got his legs underneath him.
Luis Pena comes out extremely fresh looking.
Yes.
Again, pumping that jab.
Looks like Schehl is looking to kind of, big push kick.
Schehl needs to get off of the cage.
Question mark kick high.
Pena is doing a great job here of mixing up the techniques coming in, keeping Schehl guessing, using those feints to land the hand techniques.
Yeah, it looks like Schehl is wanting to use the cage in one of two ways, to either offensively push him to it,
or big hands,
or to bury his back in and just throw bombs off of the cage. Where Pena looks a little more dynamic, he's been able to scramble in some of these positions and let some more unorthodox, crafty strikes go.
Nice leg kick there, though, coming from Schehl.
Schehl looking to mix it up a little bit with that leg kick. Goes
Shoots
right back into a
very
shot.
far, though.
He's looking to get heavy on that leg. Pena just looking to scramble.
Look at the flexibility here in Luis Pena.
Fantastic athlete. Smart wrist control, goes back to that standing switch position.
Very nice. Pena has got that down. He has hit that multiple times tonight to take the back of Schehl.
And that was his best one yet because that cleared it with very little effort. And now he's able to land some unanswered strikes and potentially threaten the back of Schehl.
Doing a very good job there of controlling the back leg there also. And he is just literally just dropping bombs here on Brandon Schehl.
I just want to reiterate how grueling of a fight this is from these situations. 100% grappling exchanges, and anytime they get a chance to let things loose on their feet, they're looking for the finish. Those aren't just peppering shots.
Nice side control position here. Pena looking for knee on belly.
Look potentially for him to jump sides here, or maybe hit a Von Flue choke.
Definitely drop that shoulder down on the neck. That is a very heavy position from this. If you have a person in side control and they grab your head, you drop that shoulder. Made famous, of course, by Von Flue in the UFC. Yep. Not a lot of people had seen it before.
Just so it's a way to make guys for paying of that position of just hanging on the head. It looked like Schehl was wise to it, though, did a good job of bucking him off, but Pena used it to advance him out.
Definitely.
And we're only halfway through this round, Jeremy.
A lot of pressure here coming on top from Pena, but nice shuck there coming from Brandon Schehl to get out of that position, but he ends up straight back in mount.
Relentless pressure, just relentless pressure and scrambling from Luis Pena. And that's counterbalancing Schehl's already grueling pressure too, so that says something.
A lot of pressure here. Good posture coming by Pena. Oh, sneaky elbow.
Big elbow.
That one hurt.
That forced him to give up his back too. He ate that elbow and gave up his back immediately. Luis Pena with both hooks in. Let's see if he looks to stretch him out. Yeah, he does.
This is a terrible position for Brandon Schehl. Pena working to get that underneath the chin.
Gets it deep right away.
Oh. Brandon Schehl fighting the hands.
That's
very forced to tap. Brilliant display of grappling coming out of Luis Pena.
And Luis Pena is not even breathing right now. That's the scary part.
They call Luis Pena the Beast, and now we see why. Very, very amazing display of grappling there from Luis Pena.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As we go to our instant replay, we see Pena flatten down Brandon Schehl, looks to work that hand through, sinks in that rear naked choke. There is very, very little to do from this position. You try to fight the hands, but it is very, very tough.
Beautiful technique by Luis Pena in all positions. That was just icing on the cake in the finish of the fight. Hats off to Brandon Schehl, though. He came in against an extremely talented opponent and fought very, very hard. Fought hard at every wrestling position, looked to throw bombs against the cage, but just seemed outmatched in every area by Luis Pena tonight.
Great display of grappling from Pena, so let's send it up to the cage to Stephen Baer to give us our results.
And ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended 3 minutes and 40 seconds of round number 2. Your winner, due to tap out from a rear naked choke, Luis Pena.
Big win there coming for Luis Pena. Again, amazing display of grappling. Brandon Schehl fought as much as he could, but that rear naked choke was no joke to finish it all up. Big win, and we still have more to come. As up next, it's our co-main event of the evening right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships 279.